49ers faithful, we're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates on our beloved San Francisco 49ers. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any breaking news or exciting updates about the Niners. Micah Parsons, the face of the Dallas Cowboys defense, the relentless force that terrorized quarterbacks week in and week out, is now allegedly making a move that no one saw coming, and it's sending shockwaves through the entire NFL. Reports have surfaced, whispers in closed locker rooms and backroom boardrooms, that Parsons has closed a deal with the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, you heard that right. The same 49ers who've been knocking on the Super Bowl door for years, who already boast one of the most stacked defenses in the league, may now be welcoming one of the most disruptive players in football. While nothing has been officially announced by the franchises just yet, insiders close to the situation are calling it a done deal. If true, this move would not only shake up the balance of power in the NFC, but also ignite a firestorm of controversy in Dallas, a city where loyalty runs deep and stars who betray that trust are rarely forgiven. The locker room is reportedly in disbelief, with some teammates feeling blindsided and even betrayed. Jerry Jones? Silent. But if history tells us anything, silence can speak volumes. And if the rumors are true, this won't just be any trade. This would be an emotional defection. Micah Parsons isn't just another talented player. He was the heart and soul of Dallas's fearsome defense. He was supposed to be their next great legacy, a name that would live on beside the likes of DeMarcus Ware and Bob Lilly. To now be donning the red and gold of the 49ers feels, to many in Texas, like a knife to the chest. Cowboys Nation is buzzing, some in disbelief, others in rage. Social media erupted the moment the whispers hit the airwaves. Cowboys fans are calling it a betrayal of epic proportions. And you know what makes it sting even more? The fact that he's going to San Francisco, one of Dallas' most storied rivals. This isn't just switching teams. This is walking into the enemy's camp with open arms. If this was chess, the 49ers just snatched Dallas's queen. And fans, they feel checkmated. Rumor has it Micah felt underappreciated by Dallas leadership. If that's true, buckle up, because this is about to get personal real fast. Behind closed doors, sources say the atmosphere in Dallas's front office is tense, to say the least. Jerry Jones, who once called Micah Parsons the kind of player you build dynasties around, is reportedly fuming. It's not just about losing a generational talent. It's about how they lost him. Some insiders claim Parsons' camp has been quietly negotiating with San Francisco for weeks, if not months. The final straw? A rumored contract dispute where Micah allegedly felt disrespected by what the Cowboys were offering. And who swooped in with open arms and deep pockets? That's right, the 49ers. They've been lurking in the shadows, building a fortress on defense, and this may have been their final chess move. And let's be honest, if you're Parsons, who wouldn't be tempted? That 49ers roster is a defensive dream team. Bosa, Warner, Greenlaw, and now Parsons? That's a nightmare waiting to happen for every quarterback in the NFC. The Cowboys might have just handed a Super Bowl ticket to their biggest conference rival, and fans are furious. Let's talk locker room dynamics, because this is where things get real messy. According to anonymous sources within the Cowboys' inner circle, Micah's decision to leave wasn't just a business move, it was personal. There are whispers that tension had been growing between Parsons and certain coaching staff members over the past season. Some claim he felt his voice wasn't being heard. Others say he was frustrated with the team's lack of postseason success and the weight being constantly thrown on his shoulders. And then there's the locker room loyalty factor. Players like Trevon Diggs and DeMarcus Lawrence are reportedly shocked and disappointed by the sudden shift. One even called it a slap in the face. The Cowboys' defense, once feared and unified, may now be on the verge of implosion. Losing a player like Micah isn't just a talent drain, it's a cultural rupture. He was the standard. That's fire, the identity. And now that fire might be burning for another team in another city under another flag. And for many in Dallas, that's unforgivable. The 49ers, for their part, have yet to confirm anything publicly. But there's an eerie confidence brewing in the Bay Area. Sources close to Levi's Stadium suggest that front office execs have been ecstatic behind closed doors, walking with a swagger that only comes when you know you've pulled off something massive. And let's not pretend this came out of nowhere. The 49ers have been laser focused on assembling a defense that not only dominates the NFC but terrorizes the league. Adding Parsons to the mix would give them arguably the most versatile and explosive front seven in the NFL. There's even talk that Fred Warner and Nick Bosa have already reached out to MICAH privately, welcoming him to the family. Think about that chemistry. Think about the fear that offense coordinators are going to feel waking up to a Sunday game plan knowing those three are waiting. This isn't just a tactical upgrade. This is a legacy move for the 49ers. And in Dallas, well, it's a reckoning. The kind that shakes the foundation of a franchise. The timing couldn't be worse for Dallas. With training camp looming and Super Bowl expectations weighing heavy, the loss of Micah Parsons could not only deflate morale, it might derail their entire season. Remember, this is a team that has been desperate to break its postseason curse, clinging to whatever spark it can find to push beyond the divisional round. And now, that spark is gone. Or worse, it's been gifted to a direct NFC rival. The emotional blow of this rumor alone has already sparked infighting among fans, heated debates on every sports talk show in America, and calls for accountability from the Cowboys brass. How do you let this happen? They ask. How? Do you lose a generational talent to them? The truth is, this might not have been a singular moment, but a slow burn, a buildup of frustrations, miscommunications, and perhaps even neglect. And when you treat your stars like ordinary players, eventually they'll find a place where they're treated like royalty. San Francisco might have just become Micah's kingdom. It's not just Dallas fans reacting. The entire league is sitting up and paying attention. Defensive coordinators are already dreading the film sessions. Offensive lines are shaking in their cleats. If this move materializes, we're not just talking about a great defense becoming better. We're talking about the birth of a dynasty. Because Micah Parsons isn't just a linebacker. He's a chess piece, a disruptor, a game changer. And the 49ers already had a top 3 defense without him. Now, they might just become historically dominant. Think 2000 Ravens. Think 85 Bears. That's the level we're talking about. Meanwhile, the Cowboys are left scrambling, not just to fill a roster hole, but to rebuild their identity. Because once your leader walks out the door and walks into enemy territory, what message does that send to the rest of the team? The rest of the league? It says the unthinkable. The star no longer shines brightest in Dallas, and that is a narrative Jerry Jones cannot afford. And now let's talk money. Because if there's one thing that can tear even the strongest bonds in football, it's the almighty dollar. Rumors suggest that Parsons' camp had been negotiating an extension with Dallas for months, but talk stalled repeatedly. Word is he wanted a contract that reflected his status, not just as one of the best defenders in the league, but as the cornerstone of the franchise. The Cowboys, however, were hesitant to break the bank. Enter the 49ers, who are said to him have swooped in with a jaw-dropping offer that includes a massive signing bonus and guarantees that Dallas simply wouldn't match. This wasn't just about money. It was about respect, about feeling valued. And if what we're hearing is true, Parsons felt neither of those things in Dallas anymore. So he made a move, not out of spite, but out of ambition. He wants rings, he wants legacy. And if Dallas wasn't going to give him the platform, San Francisco certainly will. That's not betrayal, that's business. But in a place like Texas, where football is religion, that distinction might not matter. They feel abandoned. Now, what does this mean for the Dallas Cowboys going forward? Losing Micah Parsons isn't just a blow to the defense. It could spark a complete identity crisis for a team that's been leaning heavily on his star power. Rumors are swirling that Jerry Jones is scrambling behind the scenes trying to figure out how to plug the massive hole left by Parsons' exit. Some insiders suggest the Cowboys may now be aggressively targeting other high-profile defensive players in free agency or trade talks to compensate for the loss. But the timing couldn't be worse. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Meanwhile, the NFL world is buzzing with speculation about how this could impact the league's broader landscape. Micah Parsons joining the 49ers would create a defensive line so intimidating that offensive coordinators might need to rethink entire playbooks just to try and survive. Rumors suggest that quarterbacks already fear facing that front seven, and that divisional rivals are preparing for a brutal physical toll every time they face San Francisco. Some analysts are whispering that this trade could shift the balance of power so dramatically that the NFC West becomes the undisputed toughest division in football. The Cowboys, on the other hand, may be forced to adopt a new, less aggressive defensive scheme without Parsons' unique skill set anchoring their unit. League insiders are also speculating about the ripple effects this could have on other teams, with several franchises potentially reevaluating their rosters and strategies in response. The trade could usher in a new era where defensive dominance becomes the blueprint for success once again, reviving old-school football philosophies in a modern era. Fans everywhere are now watching nervously, wondering if the old guard in Dallas is crumbling and if the Bay Area's 49ers are about to rewrite the NFL's future. As these rumors continue to swirl, questions are mounting about Micah Parsons' motivations and mindset behind such a high-stakes move. Some insiders are claiming that Parsons felt he had reached a ceiling in Dallas, a place where despite his talents, the franchise wasn't meeting his ambitions for greatness. There are whispers that he's seeking a fresh start, a team culture that aligns better with his competitive fire, and a coaching staff ready to maximize his abilities. Paradoxically, while fans see this as a betrayal, those close to Parsons say it's about chasing a dream, a chance to lift the Lombardi trophy with a team that has been knocking on the door for years. Rumors also indicate that Parsons has been quietly building relationships with key 49ers players and staff behind the scenes, creating a network of support before making the leap. This behind-the-scenes groundwork is fueling speculation that Parsons sees San Francisco not just as a new team, but as a destination to secure his legacy. Whether fans will ever forgive him is a different story. But insiders agree that this move isn't just about money or rivalry. It's about legacy, ambition, and a desire to be remembered as one of the greats. Adding to the drama is the impact this move could have on Cowboys coaching staff and their future. Rumors suggest that Mike McCarthy's position as head coach is subtly more precarious than ever. Some insiders claim that losing Parsons has put the spotlight on Dallas's leadership decisions, prompting speculation about whether changes might be coming. If the franchise's management failed to retain a player of Parsons' caliber, questions will be raised about their ability to lead the team into a championship era. Fans and pundits alike are theorizing that this incident could be a catalyst for front office shakeups, coaching staff realignments, or even an overhaul in the way the Cowboys approach contract negotiations and player relationships. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, the opposite might be true. Parsons' arrival could cement Shanahan's status as a mastermind, capable of luring elite talent and building a dynasty. The juxtaposition between the two franchises is creating a compelling narrative, one on the rise, hungry and loaded with talent, the other scrambling to regroup after a devastating loss. The coming weeks will be critical as these rumors either solidify into reality or evaporate, but either way, the NFL world is watching closely. Fans are also speculating wildly about how this trade might affect upcoming rivalries and games. Cowboys versus your 49ers matchups have always been intense, but if Parsons really dons the red and gold, those games will become legendary battles with extra personal stakes. The narrative writes itself. Parsons returning to Dallas as an adversary, fired up to prove a point against the team that let him walk away. Rumors suggest that ticket demand for these matchups could skyrocket, with fans eager to witness the drama unfold live. Commentators are already predicting fireworks on the field, with Parsons possibly targeting his former teammates relentlessly. The psychological warfare alone could redefine these games, turning them into must-watch events that captivate audiences across the country. Beyond that, the emotional intensity could fuel some of the best football we've seen in years. Rival Players might also feed off the drama, elevating their performances. This all adds layers to the NFL's growing storylines and ensures that even casual fans will be paying attention to every snap whenever Dallas and San Francisco face off next season. One of the more intriguing rumors involves how this might affect Parsons' future endorsements and popularity. Moving from Dallas to San Francisco could open new doors commercially, as the Bay Area offers a different market with its own unique opportunities. There's speculation that Parsons' brand will evolve significantly, potentially becoming one of the most recognizable defensive stars in the league with a crossover appeal beyond football. Yet, there's also risk involved. Dallas fans, known for their fierce loyalty, might turn cold on Parsons, affecting his fan base and local endorsements there. Meanwhile, San Francisco's passionate but critical fan base will expect nothing less than dominance. How Parsons navigates this new spotlight could define not just his career on the field, but his legacy off it. Rumors hint that he's already consulting with top agents and marketing experts to manage this transition, aware that this move is bigger than just football. It's a major brand pivot. The stakes couldn't be higher for Micah Parsons, both as a player and as a public figure, and this narrative is only just beginning to unfold. Finally, what does all this mean for the NFL as a whole? The Micah Parsons to 49ers saga is shaping up to be one of the most talked about stories in recent memory, a saga packed with intrigue, drama, and uncertainty. Rumors abound that this could spark a new trend where top-tier players demand more control over their careers, choosing destination teams not just for money, but for culture and championship prospects. If Parsons pulls this off, it might inspire others to push for bold moves, shaking up the league in unpredictable ways. Front offices will have to adapt to a landscape where loyalty is fleeting and stars have more leverage than ever before. This is more than a trade. It's a statement about the evolving power dynamics in professional football. And as fans debate who's right or wrong, one thing is certain. The NFL is entering a new chapter, one where the game's biggest personalities can change the course of franchises overnight. Micah Parsons might be the trailblazer in this story, but the ripple effects will be felt for years. The question now is, how will Dallas respond? How will San Francisco capitalize? And who will be the real winners and losers in this unfolding drama? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.